Trade Commission reports that as many as 9 million Americans have their identities stolen each year. Identity theft is a growing problem in America. It is a serious crime involving your personal information, including your security number, credit cards, and credit card numbers are stolen by someone claiming to be you. TransUnion is a credit union who often deals with identity theft. They claim it can happen to anyone at any time, putting us all at risk. When considering identity theft, there are 3 main points included. What exactly is identity theft? Who is affected by identity theft? And how to protect yourself from this happening to you. Identity theft is something I'm sure we have all heard of, but maybe are unclear on exactly what it includes. Identity theft is a serious crime where your personal identification is stolen, giving the hacker access to all your important information, including your bank accounts and social security number. Many times when your identity is stolen, someone gains access to your social security number. With this, they gain power to access credit cards in your name and start new credit cards in your name. Oftentimes, when this is done, it is unnoticed at first, especially if the bank does not flag it. They can then rack up high credit card bills in your name, and you may not notice it for a while until there is significant damage already done. Although this can be traced, it is sometimes hard to do so and hard for you to get your money back. Another problem with identity theft is criminal activity. When someone is put in possession of your identity, they then have the power to commit crimes under your name. Although it can sometimes be proven that these crimes were not committed by you, it is difficult to do so, and oftentimes you are held responsible until they can prove that it was not you. There are 2 categories of identity theft: true name identity theft and account takeover identity theft. True name identity theft is when someone uses your name to access your existing accounts or open accounts in your name. This means the thief could open up credit cards and put bills in your name, and you would not know about them. Account takeover is when someone gains access to your pre-existing accounts. They then typically change your mailing address and billing address and rack up a huge bill before you even notice that someone has gained access to your account. As identity theft is a growing problem, it is important to know who it is affected by. It could happen to anyone. Identity theft, although it could happen to anyone, is at the most high risk for internet users. Oftentimes, identity theft is done by computer hackers. They can either give your computer a virus or hack into your accounts by knowing your password. It is important to keep your password safe and make sure that you log out every time you use the computer. Statistically, people ages 20 to 29 have the highest rates of reported identity theft. This is due to having the highest rates of being online and using social media. This makes you the most vulnerable because you have the most accounts and passwords that people can hack onto. The older you get, the more experience you have with knowing what sites are safe to use and confidential, and knowing how and what to make your passwords. The safer you practice online usage, the further you'll prevent yourself from getting your identity stolen. Although senior citizens have a relatively low rate of getting their identity stolen because of their low uses of internet and social media, they can be targeted for different reasons. Generally, by the time you are a senior citizen, you have a high credit and you have a high credit already racked up. This is preferred by hackers because they have credit built up as well as benefits such as retirement funds and lots of health care. With almost everyone having at least some risk of identity theft, it is the most important to know how to prevent this from happening to you. No matter what age or involvement with the internet you have, anyone can be affected by this, putting yourself at risk at all times. The first thing you should do is make sure all your accounts are safe and passwords are safe. It is easy for a hacker to figure out a password if you use something common as a birthday or pet's name. The more of a combination you use of letters, numbers, and symbols in your password helps you protect yourself from being hacked because it is harder for someone to guess. It is also important to not respond to unsolicited requests. This means if you receive questionable phone calls, voicemails, emails, or letters asking for certain personal information, to not respond. You may contact the company or bank that's contacted you and ask them if you should go through with this request before doing so. Many times, hackers use this and claim that there's a problem with your account information, asking for your information so they can fix it for you. You must Contact the company before doing so you don't put yourself at risk of giving your information to a hacker. Finally, the most important piece of information that can be stolen from you is your social security number. It is important to keep your social security card hidden away, and when asked to put social security numbers on applications, to tell them you will give it to them upon hiring so that there is no risk of you losing your application before being hired. With all this knowledge presented, you must know that even by taking precautions, you are still somewhat at risk. So it is important to have all this information so you know what to do if this were to ever happen to you. In conclusion, identity theft is when someone gains access to your personal information, accounts, and social security number. They can then take over your accounts, accessing your personal information and banking information. They have the power to open accounts under your name and spend money in your name. Ages 20 to 29 have the highest rates, along with people who are active on the internet, because it puts them vulnerable at having accounts online. In order to prevent this, you must know to keep your password safe and to only use safe sites, and to make sure when you receive unsolicited responses to make sure that they are safe before responding to them. Identity theft can happen to anyone and happens every day to people who never thought it would be them. So keep yourself informed to make sure that this will not be you.